So welcome back to the Tuscan Urban Farmstead. It is some 3 hours later, maybe less. Anyhow, I really put a lot of glue here because it's still super sticky right here. But for the rest, we're going in to feel that paper. And for the rest, it's pretty much dried off. Both that side and this other side all the way down to here. The only part, the sticky part, is right along here along the rim, which makes sense because I had placed it like this, and so it was dripping down towards the bottom. So what we will be doing now, hopefully these scissors will be enough to be getting this done. We are going in to be cutting off the excess paper. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. We just don't want it to be peeking out on the sides when we put the next piece of paper in here. So I'm gonna find a way to get around this issue in such a way that we can, like, there you go, get that off and out of the way. The real difficult part will be this one, I'm thinking. So let's just start by first cutting a bit like this, freeing up singles parts. And then let's see how good we can get around to getting the rest out of the way. So that looks okay. This one will pull it back a little bit. Perhaps I should get a longer pair of scissors. Only perhaps. Well, actually, I'm thinking you could even tear it off, although when tearing you never know. This is not enough, so just 1 second. I'll try fetching me another pair of scissors, longer ones. The problem with longer scissors, is that the handle is also bigger. So let's just see what happens with these. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. Not really, huh? So there. That way you can see, but I can't. It's just the way it goes. So here, then catching this piece, pulling this piece in. Let's see if we can do it this way. There, pulling this piece in a little bit more. I'm probably going to have to make the next parts you want to be careful not to be ripping the part that you've already glued. And so now it's really about trimming off along here, trimming this off. Let's see. Oh gosh, this is so annoying. How am I going to manage working with the other pieces if this is what's going to be like? There. So you can rip a little bit off. Just have to be careful not to rip too much off, otherwise you rip the whole thing off. So there we go. No, I want to get this further off. A little bit further. I don't know if you can see that at all. I want to get this a little bit further away from the rim. So I'm just pulling it back like that. Further away from the rim. I don't want any of this peeking out on the next window, so to speak. So there we go. So now let's try something different. This time we will be measuring this a little bit better. So it should be like this and like, oh, I see. Okay. But it cannot be further out than that. So this, I would just see. Let's give me one that's expendable. Give me an expendable here, because this one has a little number written there, so it's expendable. I need to get rid of it. Oops, I'm seeing this piece is a way bit too long here. Piece peeking out, which I do not like. So there we go. Let's see. So this will go in here like that, and we will bend. Just let me. So practically, I'm folding it over so that it doesn't reach the side, and I'll be cutting this piece off directly so that it doesn't go and reach the frame of the next opening. There you go. So that should be all right. And here we start over again. Oops, I almost poked a hole into it. Yeah, that's exactly what we do not want to be doing, right? So, once again, sorry for the lighting, people. Sun has gone down. Well, is going down, I suppose. So here we go again. We fill up the whole inside with glue, the whole frame. And so that's kind of spiky piece right there. There's a spiky piece right in here at the top of the window frame, so to speak. We're just gonna have to deal with it best we can. So I'm just coating everything on the inside with our super watered down Mod Podge. It's not too watered down. It's just enough for it to be gluey. Gluey enough. Gluey reminds me of a horse whose name was Glowy. Has nothing to do with it. And it was German glowy, so has nothing to do with having a glow or something. Or God knows it was a German word. No, it was the place where we used to go riding in the summer. Mainly ponies, just a couple of horses. And my super crazy red horse, which I just loved so much, and I was the only one who had the courage to ride him. He was not easy. He was nowhere near easy to ride. It's crazy what wimps we become as time goes by in our lives. If I go riding now, I don't know if I can manage that anymore. So here, positioning and patting down enough so that it doesn't poke out of the there. See? So position the whole thing in there properly. Probably positioned too high this time. Pull it back. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. It's not easy, not even for me. So, anyhow, patting the whole thing down. That's pretty much what we're looking for. Good. And it's not overlapping. I don't want it to overlap the other window, because otherwise it gets too dark and the light doesn't really shine through. And I can almost hear someone saying, yeah, but this is too dark, it's too thick paper, it won't work. Maybe it will and maybe it won't, hey? So here we go again. Dab, dab, dab. Don't push too hard right there because it will make a hole. Just dabbing this whole thing down with the glue so that it really adheres to the shape, to the inside shape of this lantern. There we go. Oops. And I almost punched a hole in that one, on the side that was already glued on. And so here we are, dabbing the whole inside over here too. First you just smear it on and then you play dab, 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 and you kind of want to push the paper towards the rim. Just push it slightly towards the rim. There, I broke it. I broke the paper on the inside, luckily, not close to the rim. You really don't want to break the paper close to the rim or else it's going to fall apart later on. So let's have a look at what that looks like now. Okay, if necessary, put your fingers in and slightly ease it towards the opening. There you go. There. So we've got the second one on. And now, I'm pretty sure we can also just go ahead and put the third one on, which will be that side, this side. We're leaving this one open, right? So I'm thinking we can do both of them in one go right now. So I'm taking the paper, measuring the inside. Let's measure the inside this way now. So that's got to be up to there. See, make sure that the rim, that it doesn't cover the first opening, like this far. And then just here, pull it further down though. And bend this over enough for it to, oh, I want to do it the other way, sorry. I want to do it this way. So I'll try doing this again. It's kind of difficult from the angles I'm working at. Here, let me put something underneath as support, because it keeps tipping over. There we go. There. That should work as support a little bit, a wee bit. Don't know how much you can see of the process here. I can see 0, so looks like we're in good company. Let's see. I just hold this up here. Hold this up here. Position it like that, so that it reaches around the rim. Bend it so it doesn't come too close to the frame. Then I'm thinking, let's do something smart and put a few cuts in at the bottom so it doesn't pull that much. And just cut this piece out, kind of like this level is fine. There we go. And again, I'm gonna have to turn it this way. Now this is kind of difficult because I can just barely see anything now going on here. So, and I can only work from one hole. So, oh, well actually we could work from this side too. Let's see, it's not as easy. Oh, here we go. Let's see. That way you can see a little bit better what it is I'm doing. So I'm just putting Mod Podge in again. Cover everything up on the inside. Cover the top here. You can't see any of that, sorry, because it's I kind of sort of used up all of the free parts, so we're doing all this side here. Hopla. So it's all along here on the inside. And we've done both sides. Perfect. Okay, so positioning the paper. Position the paper. Slide it in. Make sure it doesn't cover up the other place. Okay. And here we go. So that's positioned. And now dab it all down with the glue again, as we did previously. Right. And I'm going to have to do it this way. It's not at all easy working like this, people. Trying to let you see what it is I'm doing while trying to do it and get it right. So wait a minute, which side am I? Yes, it is this side. So here, I'm getting all of this down. I've dabbed down all the center part, and now I'm dabbing this part down. Trying to push it towards, there you go, messing things up. Trying to push it towards the opening, but not too much. Mainly making sure that it's adhering to the wall here. You really don't want a lantern that doesn't, or the paper is coming off. So, and you want to be careful that you don't rip the paper, or you have to start all over again. And washing this stuff up before starting over again is kind of difficult. Unless you rely on child labor. No, just kidding. Well, my parents relied on child labor heavily. It was called JJT time. Jesus job time. Yeah, right. Jesus job time. Just another way of getting away with enslaving children and having them do all the work the grown-ups don't want to do. Well, no, as long as it's reasonable, age appropriate, and so forth, I do believe children should give a hand at home, actually, because it's all about training them up for the future. training them up for when you won't be around to do it for them. Sure, they might be able to pay the maid, but what if they don't? What if they don't have a maid available? I'm pretty happy about my daughter-in-law and my son. So here we go. That's 1 ready, 2 ready, 3 ready. Now it's still drying, of course, but if we wanted to, the great thing about Mod Podge is that if you get it anywhere, all you have to do is wet everything up and it will show up. It will turn all white again. So that's how easy it is. And then remember this game when we were in kindergarten and even in high school. Come on, we're all big babies. So although this is still drying, we can already try it out. So let me just find, oh goodness gracious, where did I put them? Let me find a tea light and let's have a look at what the effect. Let's have a look at the effect. So here we've lit our tea light. No, we haven't lit it. Now we have. Let's have a look at this effect. So that's what it looks like from the top. Let's have a look at what it looks like from the side. Kind of cool, isn't it? It's not very much. Not too much to be going on just yet. However, having this one free space is pretty cool. And of course, we're leaving the top part open. So, yay! And I'm already thinking of ways to make that paper more transparent. I'll get back to you with more once this has dried out. Yay for experimentation together, and ciao from the Tuscan Urban Farmstead for now.